Welcome back to Survivor's Quest. 3 contestants, 3 extreme locations, 1 goal: survive. Today our contestants face their first challenge, finding their way around in the wild. With no roads, no GPS, and no help in sight, our survivalists must rely on their instincts, tools, and problem-solving skills to navigate their surroundings. Caroline is deep in the desert, surrounded by endless sand and scorching heat. Jenna is high in the snowy mountains, where every path looks the same. And Justin is in the dense forest with towering trees, twisting paths, and way too many bugs. Let's check in and see how they're handling the challenge so far. Losing your way in a place like this? That's a serious problem if you don't know what you're doing. Good thing I do. This heat is brutal, and wandering in the wrong direction could make it worse. I need to move smart, not fast. But I do need to find a place to set up camp before dark. Rule number 1, never wander aimlessly. If you don't know where you're going, you're already lost. I've decided to head west. According to this map of the area, that's my best shot at reaching lower elevations and, hopefully, a water source. When I find one, I'll set up camp close by. I decided to bring my compass because it doesn't need electricity or an internet connection to work. Its size makes it easy to carry, and it's reliable in any weather and terrain. A compass only does one job, but it does it well. It always points north, which means I'll turn my body to the left to travel west. But a compass only tells you direction. It doesn't tell you how to get somewhere. That's why I need landmarks. That rock formation is my reference point. I can check my position against it as I move so I don't drift off course or walk in circles. When you leave a starting point, the first thing to do is look for natural landmarks. The taller and bigger, the better. Caroline is playing it smart, navigating with a compass and using landmarks to stay on track. Why do you think she chose the tallest rock formation around? She chose that formation so she would be able to see it even as she traveled farther west. It'll be a reminder that she's traveling in the right direction and not walking in circles. What about the others? Will they be as prepared? Let's check in with Jenna next.
Cold and lost? Bad combination. I don't know how long I'll be out here before I find a way down, so I have to be smart. Snow can be tricky. It hides trails and covers landmarks, but it also tells a story. I just have to learn how to read it. I remember reading that south-facing slopes get more sunlight, which melts snow faster. Which side of these mountains do you think is facing south? Yes, that side. Let's get moving. Ooh, water! And it's not frozen. That's a good sign. Did you know water always flows downhill? In most cases, this leads to a larger water source or even civilization. If I follow this stream, I might find more water and a better place to set up camp. But I'll need to be careful. The last thing I want is to get wet out here. Hypothermia sets in fast. I'll make sure to move carefully to avoid getting wet.
Jenna is doing a great job navigating using only landmarks and her book smarts. She's staying observant, reading the land, and making careful choices. We'll check in with our last contestant right after this break. Hey Survival Squad, it's Caroline here. Today, we're talking about something every outdoor adventurer needs to know: what to pack to make sure you can get rescued. A good survivalist doesn't just think about staying alive, They think about getting found. And you don't need high-tech gear to do it. You probably already have at least one of these items in your survival pack. A shiny emergency blanket. Use it to reflect sunlight and catch the attention of rescuers or aircraft. It can also keep you warm while you wait. These are usually included in first aid kits. Bright clothing or bandanas. Tie them to a tree or wave them to create visibility in dense areas. A whistle or loud noisemaker. 3 short blasts are the universal distress signal. And remember, your best survival tool is your brain. Stay calm, be prepared, and use what you have to your advantage. Two contestants are on the move, using compasses and natural clues to find their way. But what about our final survivalist? Let's check in with Justin and see if he's got a plan.
Okay, I'm lost, but panicking won't help. I just need to take a breath, look around, and think through my options. The show gave me a portable charger and satellite service for my phone, but I'll have to find a place with less tree cover to use them, so I have no service and no idea where I am.
Justin, since you can't use your GPS, we can send you something old school. You'll just need to signal to us with something that can shine a bright light so we can drop a pack to your location from our helicopter.
All right, can you help me out here? Do I go with the reflective blanket or the whistle? They're both shiny, but which one might help me catch enough light to shine through the tree cover? Jot down your idea in your survivor's guide. Okay, I'm going with the reflective blanket. It's bigger and shinier, so I have a much better chance of getting attention with it. Oh, wow, a paper map. What is this, a history lesson? Okay, let's see. This map shows me the part of the forest I'm in. The blue, that's water. And these lines... Wait, there are actual trails nearby? If I can find one, I can follow it instead of just wandering around. See, here are some trails, and I am somewhere around here. Which direction do I need to head in to get to the closest trail? Use your survivor's guide to mark the trail you think I should take. And when you're done, we'll compare. I need to head north to get to the closest trail. I think this route is going to be the best way for me to get there quickly. Better get moving. There it is! The trail! I actually found it! This sign is a trail marker. That's how I know I'm in the right place. There should be more markers as I travel along the trail. That's how hikers know they're still going the right way. I'll just keep my eye out for those to know I'm staying on the right track. Using this trail, it should be easy to find a good place to camp.
So, our survivalists set out with no GPS. No easy answers and no clear path. But by using the right tools, they found their way forward. Navigation is one thing, but where will they sleep? A shelter can mean the difference between comfort and disaster. Will they find the perfect spot, or will the elements push them to their limits? In the wild, survival is just the beginning. See you next time on Survivor's Quest.